What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including sad news for Bryan Danielson, a huge spoiler on a recent tag team reunion, 2 new superstars expected in WWE, is Bobby Lashley heading for a new career after WWE, a WWE star confirms their exit, a WWE star's emotional retirement, a former WWE superstar involved in a horrific car crash, Cena on The Simpsons, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on Wrestlelamia XL. And now let's hit the intro and get straight into our first story. Now, first story looks at, unfortunately, sad news for Bryan Danielson. At top of today's news is a concerning report about Bryan Danielson, primarily why he isn't wrestling until All In. The American Dragon won the 2024 Owen Hart Cup, but he's been out of the ring for some time and he's not expected back until he challenges Swerve Strickland for the AEW World Championship at Wembley Stadium. Daniel explained things during an interview on AEW's YouTube channel, explaining that AEW's Dr. Sampson didn't want him to compete until All In. Fightful Select is reporting that sources tell Sean Ross Sapp that it isn't a work, and there's been some heavy restrictions put on him by AEW doctors leading into the main event at All In. It was stressed that this isn't part of a storyline and that Danielson is dealing with the effects of the many bumps and injuries he's taken during his career. Given he was told to retire at one point due to the severity of his injuries, it's nothing short of a miracle that he's still competing. Danielson, whose AEW deal reportedly expires on 1st August, is expected to stay in the company, but whether or not he continues wrestling is unknown. Bryan has made it clear he's shifting into a part-time status, but if his physical condition is that bad, All In could be his final match ever. Next up, a huge spoiler on a recent tag team reunion. That's potentially a big spoiler concerning the ongoing Bloodline storyline, so skip to our next story if you don't want to know about the plans for some possible players in the ever-growing saga. One of the big questions surrounding Roman Reigns' return is who will join forces with him to battle Solo Sikoa's version of the Bloodline. As good as Roman Reigns is, he'll need backup against the group, and a recent tag team match has some fans believing Roman has one or even 2 allies waiting for him. The Bloodline's Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa recently wrestled during the WWE's tour of Japan, facing none other than former undisputed tag team champions Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. And now fans are curious whether Sami could reunite with Roman and help him battle Solo and company. Given Sami's history with the Tribal Chief, some fans would love to see it. As for KO, that might not be so easy, as he's not as forgiving as Zayn, and he hasn't forgotten the many times Roman cheated on him out of the World Championship. Next up, 2 new superstars expected in WWE. The WWE Universe should see 2 of the most anticipated arrivals from the international wrestling scene, as Meltzer recently discussed the pending arrivals of Japan's Julia and Mexico's Stephanie Vaquer. Meltzer discussed Julia's debut. Julia is on her way. The thing I was told yesterday, heard it could be as early as August 19th. I was told yesterday from the Marigold side that it would be the end of August. She's under contract to WWE, so when WWE wants to start her, she's going. So the announcement will be made. She's gonna say, I'm leaving for the WWE, and she's gonna have the date. It's coming up very, very soon, and she'll be starting in NXT. As for Vaquer, Stephanie Vaquer should be starting immediately. She's free and clear. Both of them are going to be in WWE imminently, so Julia's going to make the official announcement. It's going to be very soon. Stephanie appeared at the WWE live event in Mexico, a shrewd move as it let Mexican fans know about Vaquer's new wrestling home. Next up, Bobby Lashley, new career after WWE. Could Bobby Lashley return to MMA once his WWE contract expires? While it looks like the Almighty will be ending his second run in the WWE soon, he may surprise fans with what he does next. Rumor has it that Lashley and MVP, who is also leaving the WWE, are interested in reuniting the Hurt Business, but a recent report suggests Lashley has options besides wrestling. Fightful Sean Ross Sapp recently noted that Bobby Lashley is off the internal roster. Not only that, his contract is set to expire in a few weeks. I don't know the exact date at this moment. He's evaluating all options. I haven't heard that they had contract talks or anything like that. I haven't heard that he was brought up in creative plans or anything like that, but there are MMA, boxing type of options on the table, and he does plan to continue on wrestling. While we don't know Lashley's next move, his Hurt Business partner MVP is wasting no time concerning his future, as the WWE star confirms his exit. Our fans tuning into the recent Bloodsport pay-per-view got to see several WWE superstars compete, including Shayna Baszler, the Creed brothers, and Charlie Dempsey. However, fans got to see another superstar show up when MVP entered the ring and addressed pro wrestler and former UFC heavyweight champion Josh Barnett, telling him, "My contract with a company who I won't mention right now is about to expire. I'm not going to be back, Josh. I'm not ready to retire yet." Josh shook MVP's hand and agreed to face him down the road, which should make for an interesting bout given both men's skills. MVP took to Instagram to hype up the match, commenting, "Well, I went to Josh Barnett's Bloodsport and I challenged the War Master. Jiu-Jitsu versus Catch, the Ronin versus the War Master, Josh Barnett versus MVP." What do you guys think of this potential slugfest? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, Rhea Ripley reaffirms romance with Daddy Dom. It looks like Dominic Mysterio's recent declaration that he hates Liv Morgan has cleared the air between Daddy Dom and Rhea Ripley. The Eradicator, who faces Women's World Champion Liv Morgan at SummerSlam, recently tweeted photos of herself with Dominic along with his touching tribute. "My rebel love, from enemies to you captivating my heart, the one that calms my rage and puts a smile on my face so easily." Judging from social media, it appears that very few fans expect Dominic to stay with Rhea Ripley and that he'll betray her to his real love Liv Morgan when SummerSlam rolls around. However, some fans believe Ripley isn't as gullible as she appears, and while she's turning babyface, she'll have a swerve in store for Dom and Liv. What do you guys think will happen? Will Rhea Ripley regain the title she never even lost? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, Bianca Belair recalls embarrassing moment. Bianca Belair has seemingly done it all in WWE, with accolades ranging from her time in NXT to her current run on the main roster. However, there's one moment Belair would likely care to forget: her 26-second loss to Becky Lynch at 2021 SummerSlam. Belair recently chatted with Metro UK's Alistair McGeorge about the night Becky Lynch returned and surprised her with a heel turn and a title win. 26 seconds at SummerSlam. That's the most embarrassed I've ever been. My parents were in the audience. They didn't know what was going on. They had no idea what was happening, she recalled. I felt really bad for them. Belair said she hadn't had any other blush-worthy moments. "I risk getting embarrassed every time I go out there on live TV, so I have to just let it go. We go on live TV every day with the possibility of embarrassing ourselves, so I kind of just expect it. I've never had like wardrobe malfunction or my hair fall out. I really don't have an embarrassing moment. Now I'm jinxing myself." A retirement brings superstars to tears. A current NXT superstar, Meiko Satomura, is retiring from wrestling, an announcement that brought the 44-year-old veteran to tears. Satomura, former NXT UK Women's Champion, is well respected in the WWE and has lent her expertise to other wrestlers while also maintaining a humble attitude. WWE agent Shane Helms recently praised her after a bout against WWE Women's Champion Bayley during the recent tour of Japan. She was absolutely fantastic on this tour, and the thing that stood out to me the most is that even at this stage of her great career, after a match she came to me and said, "Feedback please." That level of professionalism and respect is so rare. She was a pleasure to work with and a bigger pleasure to watch perform. All my gratitude and respect to her. Amika will retire in 2025, ending a career that dates back to 1995. Satomura has worked around the world, including runs in WCW, Sendai Girls Pro Wrestling, Stardom, Chikara, and of course, the WWE. Next up, a former superstar involved in a car crash. A former NXT superstar, Joseph Connors, is taken to social media to let fans know he's recovering from a recent motor vehicle accident and to remind them of the importance of taking safety precautions. Connors posted the following message on Instagram, along with a picture of his wrecked car. "Seatbelts save lives. Truly looking back at what happened last night, I really thought that was it. The fact of all four of us had our seatbelts on and the airbags were deployed saved our lives. Don't underestimate the importance of yours and your passengers' safety." He also shared a message on Facebook, not looking for sympathy or messages, but a member of the public who was at the scene knew I was a wrestler and posted about the below on their Instagram. A lot of people are messaging me, and I just want to put a public message out there. Me and 3 other friends were traveling back from an event last night when a driver who we assumed was under the influence hit our vehicle and drove off, leaving the scene. We are following paramedics' advice and are currently in A&E and are going to hopefully receive advice and treatment for any injuries sustained. This post is not to create hysteria, just a place where you've read it from me directly. Now we send our best to Joseph Connor and his friends for a fast and full recovery for what looked like a devastating accident. And finally, John Cena on The Simpsons. And last but not least, John Cena will be appearing on the season premiere of The Simpsons, as Variety recently reported on the show's 36th season. The producers teased The Simpsons season 36 opener, Bart's Birthday, which will feature former Simpsons writer Conan O'Brien returning in a major guest appearance. Other guests on that opener include John Cena, Danny DeVito, and Tom Hanks. What's crazy is that John Cena will only be the second official WWE wrestler to appear on The Simpsons, the first being Bret Hart. But there you have it folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.